All right, folks, welcome back to my channel. So I've got my first modification today for my 2025 Honda Dax 125. And that is, I'm going to lower this bike. I really like the look of these minis lowered in general, but I think this bike in particular stance is going to look really good. I've got my 2022 Honda Grom here that I think this, so I'm actually running the same front setup that I plan on putting on the Dax here. I think it's overall about a 3-inch, just under 3-inch drop, but again, particularly for this bike that I'm looking to be a little bit more of a cruiser, I think it's going to look really good. So I've got Gears Racing suspension for the back, and then for the front, I'm going to do the RacingBros conversion that has these shorter arms or shorter tubes to still give you all the suspension that you need, but just with a little overall shorter setup. So I think for the front, I'm going to do a time lapse just because I'll link to the detailed video I did on how to install those. But let's get this all unboxed and see what comes from. This was ordered from Steady Garage. Actually, I ordered it yesterday. I'm only about 100 miles away from them, but they get their stuff out lightning fast. So let's get this unboxed and see what we're going to put on the bike, and then let's put it on the bike. All right, packing slip, lots of good packaging. So this is the RacingBros lowering kit. This doesn't have the cartridges, so I actually have the cartridges on the Honda Grom that allows me to tune in the dampening and everything. For now, I'm just going to install this lowering kit. I will install those cartridges at some point. But anyway, again, I will, when I do this part of the install in this video, I'm going to just time lapse it and link to the detailed instructions on how to do it. I'm actually just going to throw the stock fork oil back into these for now. Since I am going to be doing the cartridges at some point, I'll put that heavier weight oil that I like to do at that point. But at this point, this fork oil is brand new. And since I'm going to be changing out eventually, no reason to put in something fancy and expensive. So these are the RacingBros lowering shocks. And then excited about these because Gears Racing makes super cool stuff. I put a similar product on the Monkey. This doesn't have the external reservoir can, but these are gorgeous. So this part of the install should be very easy. I actually may do this first just because on the left side it's just a couple of nuts. On the right side I think the exhaust needs to come out too, but yeah, the machining and overall quality of these Gears Racing shocks are very impressive. So these are 280 millimeter shocks. The stock shocks I measured at 340 millimeters, I think. So what is that? 60 millimeters. I think that comes out to about 2.5 inches. Alexa, what's 60 divided by 25.4?
60 divided by 25.4 is approximately 2.3622.
2.3622 inches. We're going lower. Okay, let's get these on the bike. I have to take the exhaust off on this side, and then I'll be able to finally get this grab bar off. Holding the exhaust was just a 12 millimeter nut, and then there was this 12 millimeter, or it's an M8 bolt, but with a 12 millimeter heads right here. Once both of those are off, this pops off and can just kind of pivot. And so now this is it looks like a 17. It's funny, the original CT70 had something similar like this. Strange nut to also hold the exhaust, but this comes off. So washer, and actually this whole thing comes off now. Okay, just to make it light. All right, left side off, right side off. Okay, and same on the other side. It looks a little goofy with just the rear lowered and not the front. But my kickstand is also now almost too tall, so I bet as soon as I put the front down, that kickstand is going to be useless. So probably should order a new kickstand. Anyway, again, these Gears Racing shocks look gorgeous. And yeah, the stands in the back looks great. Let's just get the setup in the rear to be a similar height, and then we'll see what the stance Dax looks like. Man, rebuilding this fork is always such a pain. I always forget about how much time it takes and how much energy I need to put into it until I have to do it again. But anyway, they are done. They look great, a little bit shorter. I like the black tubes better than the raw aluminum. It's such a mess that I make every single time. I end up doing it on the floor just because there's a lot of different things that spills. And anyway, big mess, but all done. Let me button this up. And I did want to go for a ride, so I think I'll continue this video tomorrow morning. All right, definitely looking a lot more like a dachshund with this lowered stance. I think the RacingBros front lowering kit paired with the Gear Racing rear suspension looks fantastic. While I had some downtime, I also painted this ECU box satin black and did this little carbon fiber insert with some dress-up washers. I think that just looks a little bit neater. And I did just unceremoniously cut the kickstand for now. I have a fancy Brox one on the way, but needed something to get it propped up while I filmed this last bit. Anyway, I think it looks great. I've got a lot more videos planned for this bike. Thank you everybody very much for watching. Stay tuned for more videos and keep on building.